Hello, friends of CIPA and CIPA members. I am here with Donald Benjamin of Elevation Press, and I'm sitting down with him just to kind of have a quick chat and kind of learn more about Donald, what he does, what his company does. And Donald, feel free to impart any kind of golden nuggets that you would like to on our viewers, and I will let you take it from there.
Elevation Press of Colorado, we've been, I guess, in official business since 2020. I actually set up my little publishing house in 1975 to publish my cartoon books. And I purchased a bunch of ISBNs when they were really cheap. So I have 100 of them now. And then I met and married my wife in 2020, and it turns out that she's a graphic artist who's a designer and knows how to lay out books. So we started publishing my novels, self-publishing through Kindle Direct Publishing. And we've been in business ever since. We started doing other people's books. Word got around as I was holding book shows in our little community here in Western Colorado that I had somebody on board that knew how to lay out books, and that we would be willing to use our imprint and our ISBNs if people were wanting to publish with us, self-publish. So now we've got all kinds of projects going on with other people, and our services basically are the formatting and design of books, and I do a certain amount of editing. My wife does all the formatting and the cover design. One thing we haven't really mastered yet is promotion. And I think if there was a nugget I would give to people, it's that at least for self-publishing, it's kind of a personal goal. Whether or not you make money at it is it's kind of is not really going to necessarily happen overnight. I wouldn't quit your day job. I'm able now, since I'm retired, to spend a lot of time on my own writing and other people's work. So we're just we get a lot of satisfaction out of helping people publish. A lot of these things are either personal memoirs or family stories or poetry, or done several children's books now.
Cool.
And almost every time we go and talk to a group, we ask who is writing a book or has thought of writing a book or wants to publish a book, and about half the crowd raises their hands. So everybody's got an idea out there.
Yeah. And you mentioned a good point about promotion. So that's key for an author. Many authors is once they publish their book, they can't just stop, right? Unless, their preference is not to make any money. But if they do, then they do need to figure out a way to promote their book, spread the word, right?
Mm-hmm. We've tried a lot of different things. We did on the Goodreads promotion, we did a giveaway of the ebook version of my first fantasy book, and for a heady time there, it was number one on the bestseller Amazon giveaway list, mostly because people were getting it for free.
Sure.
Since learned that there's also an option there where you can just do a reduced price rather than giving it away. So that would have been a little smarter, I guess, but it was kind of fun to watch it go climb up the charts just because it was a giveaway. And what that did garner is a few reviews, and reviews are golden in this, especially in the self-publishing industry. The more reviews you can get, the more likely you are to be noticed in some other fashion. So
for sure. Yeah, reviews, they definitely are gold. Well, great. So tell us how you can help an author. So you're gonna talk to them at the exhibit at
right.
self-publishing, book cover design, book layouts. Do you take any kind of author? Do you focus on a specific genre?
So far, we've taken all comers except for pornography, which we had to turn down. But I think that the service we provide is for people that want to have that personal goal of publishing, and especially if they have a distribution in mind already. For example, a family history. They pretty much know who they want to give it to. It isn't necessarily for market consumption. Or they have a children's book in mind, and they in a couple of cases these were for educators who are active teachers, and they're now using that book as a textbook in their workshops. So we can usually achieve those goals fairly readily, where somebody wants to publish something and they have a specific audience in mind, for example, family, or whether they want to use it in their workplace as a workshop vehicle. The sort of middle ground is, a bestseller. I'm not sure. We certainly do produce a product that would be appealing to libraries, to bookstores, to the general public. But again, we haven't mastered, nor do we offer any of the marketing services, so we haven't quite figured out that part yet.
And for publishing, do you guys have a printer that you guys work with, or do you work with the authors on print on demand?
We are right now are working exclusively with Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. We do have a lavishly illustrated children's book that my wife is just putting the finishing touches on, and that person wants a hardback. So it turns out that Kindle Direct Publishing doesn't do hardbacks, so we're going to have to learn a new system, possibly Barnes and Noble, that does do hardbacks. So we're learning a little bit every day. We're kind of we initially got started, as I mentioned, to publish my own books, and then it just turned out that so many people had ideas that we really have kind of a backlog now of things in terms of editing and producing books. I guess we've put out a dozen so far, half of them mine and 6 for other people. So
Great. For an alternative POD, you should look into Ingram Spark for that children's book, because they do hardcover.
Yeah. That's another one we're looking at. My wife's going to have to learn a new system. But she's really good at doing stuff like that. So
Good.
she does all the work.
Yeah.
I get the fun part. I get to write the books. So.
Okay, great. Well, do you want to share your giveaways before we wrap up here?
We have a couple of things. Whoa, do I have that with me? I don't have it with me. So we have a ceramic mug that has our Elevation Press emblem on it. I have it here. Harkening back to my cartoon days. I don't know if I can see that or not.
Okay. That looks nice.
I did a painting of a coyote celebrating the moon, and the local arts center here turned it into a puzzle, which they have in their gift shop. So we have one of those puzzles. It's not a real challenging one. It's 54 pieces. You could do it in an afternoon. So
okay, that's fun.
Just a couple of fun things. So. But basically, our service kind of works this way. We offer an hour free consultation, usually in a video conference setup such as this. And in some cases, that's all people really need. We sort of point them towards the Kindle Direct Publishing option, and then they kind of go on their own. This is especially true if they want to do their own publishing house and their own ISBN.
Sure.
But if they don't want to go that far and want us to carry them in our bookstore, if you will, then we offer that service as well. And that's the cost varies. The base cost is $800 to do the book and get it, do both a paperback and an ebook version.
Okay.
And then if things get complicated, like an index or, footnotes and
Yeah.
that sort of things, then the cost goes up a bit. So
And that covers the cover as well, correct?
that covers, yeah, that takes my wife has already won an award for her cover design from the New Mexico Book Association for my first mystery novel.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
that
awesome.
was kind of nice. We can put that little medallion on the front there. So
That's great. Is your portfolio on your website? And do you want to read off your website for anyone who wants to learn more about?
it's at Elevation Press Books, with a dash in between each of those words. That's the website. So
Okay. Well, great. And yeah, elevationpressbooks.wordpress.com. Does that sound right?
yes, that's it. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on here, Donald. We look forward to seeing you and learning more about your business at the CIPA Service Provider Showcase on May 10th. Thank you. And for all of those watching, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.